it was an experience. So what did they do? Before I tell you what they did, just let you know that it was a hemorrhage within the right side of my brain, and that created a lot of panic in me because that's my creative side. I don't need anything to happen to my creative side, otherwise how can I do videos like this? Anyway, so there's a bleed, and what could be seen on the CT scan was that part of that side of the brain was flooded with a fluid. It's normal to have these fluids, but when you bleed and the brain doesn't have enough space for the oxygen to supply it, and it floods out that oxygen, that's when a major stroke happens, right? So on the CT scan, we saw straight away, there's no question, it had to be drained. It was quite scary, but nonetheless, I kept my cool, of course, using mindfulness and NLP. Thank God I learned all that. Both Lanette and myself remained cool, and the doctor told us exactly what he was going to do. Basically, what they would do is drill a hole in the back of my head into the skull, just where it reaches the surface of the brain without puncturing it. Then they would put in a plug and drain out the fluid. So what it's called is a Burrhole operation. He said we would either do one, and if it's necessary, do 2 Burrholes, dependent on how much we need to do. And they would, eventually, if it did need to come to this, actually cut out a flap from the skull if there's any damage, and then see if they can put it back. Imagine if you're receiving this news in front of you, I don't know how you would feel, but I was fearful, but I did not panic. So this was something that I had to face, and this is what they did. And well, simple as that, right? And so I thought, but it was simple, because all they did was drill one hole and do it. But besides that, they had to cut into my scalp, all right, just about that much, 2 areas, so that they can put the tubes through. And this I didn't find out till 2 days at the end of my stay in high dependency ward. And as a result, now turn away if you find this a bit difficult to see. It's not bloody, but as a result of this operation, I now have 2 scars there. As you can see, the skin is being held together by 16 staples. 16 staples there, right there. And at the back there is one area which they had to stitch. That's the area where they took out the burrhole. So very simple, easy to find out about what this operation is all about. You can go Google about it. But this is what I have gone through in the last few days. The great thing about this is I consider it a miracle, because the doctors were shocked at how quick, touch wood, I've recovered. I was walking within the second day. The first day I was not allowed out of bed under high dependency. Second day I could get out of bed, joke with the nurses, the male nurses as well, the females, and the doctors, and keep myself upbeat about the whole situation. I was eating by the second day. Right? And today, people who see me out on the streets, or my immediate relatives and my children who came to see me, are very shocked that I'm actually walking around. But I consider it as a miracle, And I also consider that I was lucky in two things, in that Lanette was very cautious of my activities, my actions, the way I act on a daily basis, and she realized I was not right, and there was something wrong with me. And the other thing was, I was also very intuitive about my body and what was going on with me, and being aware that anything happens, whether it's serious or not, then I decided, no, this is not unusual, I'll go. And the doctor said that did save me, because otherwise I would have had massive hemorrhage, and then I would be stuck in hospital with lots of tubes all over the place, and the recovery time would have been at least about 4 or 5 days, and I'd still be in hospital. So with all that, I spent 2 days in high dependency, and then another 2 days in the normal ward. And they let me out within the 5th day. Today is exactly 7 days? 7 days after the operation, which is great, because I feel alive. I've been given a second chance. I have been given a wake-up call, reminded that I should be slowing down and not working full 5-6 days from 8 to 8 at night, and time to truly slow down a bit. I won't give up working, but I need to slow down a little bit, and spend more time on holidays, spend more time with the wife, spend more time, well, spiritually, mentally, physically, looking after myself rather than looking after other things. Those of you who are into the Enneagram, you know I'm the type 2. Very hard to look after myself. It's always about the other. But this time around, I've been told you have no choice. You have to look after yourself, right? So I'm just doing this video for anybody who would be interested. Look after your feelings, your health. Know when you need to stop, slow down, go get checked. Please, work isn't everything. Yes, it'll help you earn to keep you going, but what is money used for if you're stuck in bed, or if you're maimed, or if all you can do is stay in the bed, right? So think about it, especially those of you who are above 50. Go and get checked, right? And do it seriously. Don't wait for a wake-up call. I was lucky, right? So I thought I'd just like to tell you all this. And if anybody wants to hear about my review of the hospital I was at, I will do a follow-up video. So till then, take care.